They call it the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i, and in this video, let's unbox it. I look forward to seeing this laptop because it's been a favorite of mine over the past few years. It is kind of the perfect amount for me of slim on-the-go laptop, good battery life, and a big screen. Now there's a lot of other laptops that I think are great for on-the-go video editing, graphic design, photography, 3D modeling. But this one specifically stands out because of the thin and light package, great performance, and it just has a better aesthetic to it. I'm not a huge fan of the Lenovo Legion Pro 5 and 5i's gamer aesthetic, though they have tamed it down a lot over the past few years. But this one really kind of heads towards that nearly classy, thicker Ultrabook that gives you the performance that you really need. And so I'm looking forward to taking a look at this one this year in order to see if we have any design changes and anything that really stands out that's pertinent to considering choosing the latest model, maybe over last year's model, which had plenty of performance, but this one might have even more performance to keep you on the go longer, give you a little bit more bang for buck, as it were. Specifically looking at 6K and 8K video. So when we do the full review, I am now running 8K video editing benchmarks. And so that gives you some perspective of the performance ceiling of this laptop. And some laptops have actually been standing up to that 8K benchmark quite well over the past few weeks. Can't wait to share those results with you guys. All right, so you have the 230 watt charger block. There's your charger cord. So that is what you'll have to carry along with you, which is nice. Again, another bonus above the Pro 7i with the Slim is you get a 230 charger block instead of a 300. Now that 300 is definitely useful because when you're pulling power from the wall on a Windows laptop, you're utilizing that in the system. So you'll get more performance plugged into the charger because it's able to pull power than you will just on battery life. Big difference between, Windows and Apple's laptops in case you didn't know. So taking my first look at the latest Lenovo Legion Slim 7. Still has that aluminum bar wrapping the entire chassis of the laptop. That's a huge bonus. We have a full-size SD card reader, aluminum bottom cover, top cover, and keyboard deck. So this is one of the big reasons I love the Slim 7 is it's keeping a lot of the same important design elements that make it a really strong, thin and light on-the-go laptop. The weight and thickness coming up on the screen there for you, it is a nice light laptop, especially for the performance that it packs. Now this year with the Pro 5i and the Pro 5 from Lenovo, they actually went ahead and did a plastic bezel here instead of going aluminum all around the entire chassis. And same thing with the 7i. So although the 7i has aluminum on the top cover, bottom cover, and keyboard deck, they added this piece along the back edge of the side panel, which is a piece of plastic. And so that's one thing I really like about the Slim 7 is it is an all aluminum build. Now there are a few plastic elements, of course, throughout the laptop. I'm pretty sure the screen bezel will have some plastic on it, keycaps, of course, and some of the internal components, but the main material on the chassis is aluminum, and I absolutely love that. Let's fully check out the ports now. We have two USB Type-Cs and a headphone jack. On the back panel, we have three USB Type-As, an HDMI, and a power adapter. And then on the right side panel, we have our manual cutoff switch for the webcam, a SD card reader. So that is another thing I really love about the Slim 7 is that SD card reader makes it much better for on-the-go photographers and video editors shooting with cameras that have SD cards. Now I know for people shooting higher end professional photography, you might have a CF card or maybe even a full SSD drive. And so that would probably go through your USB Type-Cs. For many photographers and videographers, that SD card reader is very handy. All right, let's go ahead and check the assembly for this year's model. You can see the bottom covers fit into the side panel nicely. They're still doing this little ridge here, so the bottom panel actually kind of fits into the side panel. So that was a design choice. Definitely not my favorite design choice, but they've done it well, and it's even around the entire bottom of the chassis. A big vent along the bottom of the chassis for ventilation. Both side panels have a vent as well as the back cover. So this has a lot of fantastic ventilation on it. And of course, you can see you have your speakers here coming out of the bottom of the chassis. All right, let's go ahead and do a quick open and close test. Opens easily with one hand. No problems there. These Legion laptops have really nice hinges. And you can see the bounce, it does have a little bit, but because it's a nice firm hinge, it stops fairly quickly. But do note that there is a little bit of bounce on the screen. Now let's go ahead and do a screen flex test here. Definitely some screen flex. This is a very nice thin screen, and even though that's an aluminum top cover, still allows for a little bit of flexiness. Now, if you're curious about the exact pricing and availability of the Lenovo Legion Slim 7, I have the i9-13900H and RTX 4070 model before me. You can head down in the description below and click those links. Now, if you do make a purchase, I'll get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But of course, that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. Now, going ahead and taking a look at the inside of the laptop for the first time, as you can see, this laptop opens up fully to 180 degrees. So it makes it really nice no matter where you are. You can have good flexibility on your screen. And for a quick sample of the webcam, here's the webcam for you so you can check it out. This is the webcam on the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now the trackpad remains the same. Honestly, what I'm liking about the Lenovo Legion Slim 7 this year is that they didn't make a lot of changes. There are a few changes that happened on the Pro 5, Pro 5i, Pro 7, Pro 7i that I was not super happy about, mainly that plastic bezel. And so that the design is mainly the same this year is fantastic. We still have some upward facing speakers here on the top of the chassis. We'll do a full audio sample of those during the full review. We still have a nice trackpad that I wish was larger. Honestly, that'd be one thing I wish they would have changed. They have some room here, and they could have made this a larger, kind of more comfortable glass trackpad that just is a little more dampened. This one has a bit of a click sound that it's had over the past couple of years. And there's a lot of very nice trackpads on the market, specifically that Lenovo uses in their laptops, that I wish would make it to this series. Now the keyboard deck is a full RGB keyboard. You can see as I run my fingers across it, all the keys light up and dance for that RGB backlighting. So that's a nice feature. You don't have to go ahead and get a super pro model anymore like years past to get an RGB backlit keyboard. Although keep in mind that if you want to get great battery life, turn off that RGB keyboard. That will save you a lot of battery power for your on-the-go needs. The keyboard is the same from last year. They have those hardened plastic keycaps, no soft touch materials here. It's a very traditional hardened plastic keyboard. You have your numpad on the right side, full-size shift key, full-size enter key on the right side, and full-size shift key on the left side, as well as full-size arrow keys. So I really like that they pack all of the keys onto this keyboard in a way that doesn't make any of them smaller than they should be. I cannot stand half-size shift keys or enter keys or backspace. I like to have those full-size keys so I don't mess up when I'm typing. Now, of course, if you want to switch through fan modes, super easy on this laptop. Just hit the function button and Q, and you can scroll through your fan modes very quickly so you can get the most performance or have the quietest or best battery life quickly on the go. Now, the last thing I want to check out is the GPU working mode. As you can see, when you click here on the hybrid GPU mode, you can actually go ahead and switch over to iGPU mode. This is fantastic for saving on battery life with any of the Legion models. Now, for the best battery life results possible, my concoction is Windows battery saver mode, hybrid iGPU only mode, 60 Hertz on the screen refresh rate, and 20% screen brightness on the lighting for the screen. And that has given me awesome results for battery life for any of these Legion laptops. All right, now without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead, flip the laptop over, take the bottom cover off, and check out the upgrade path. As I pull the bottom cover off of the laptop, we reveal the 98 watt-hour battery. Nice big battery. Hopefully that can get us some great battery life, even with this Intel processor, should I add. And something that's really intriguing me is Lenovo is following suit by providing an unoccupied but occupiable RAM slot for an extra RAM stick. So that means that this laptop comes with an integrated 16 gig stick. So it's soldered to the motherboard, and then you have the option to add an additional 16 gig stick. Now, what I found when reviewing the G14 is that this did hinder some of the performance when not going with two 8 gig sticks in the laptop. However, it does provide a better overall upgrade path if you want to get your laptop up to a higher amount of RAM. So that is a really good option. So if I ordered this laptop, I would order it with 16 gigs of RAM to make sure that this was unoccupied. Then I would go ahead and buy my own aftermarket RAM. Sabrent's good RAM stick. Kingston has good RAM. There's a lot of great RAM sticks available. That is what I would do. And of course, we do have 2 SSD slots available. We have one occupied, one unoccupied. So the upgrade path in this laptop is even better than last year. So if you're considering the Lenovo Legion Slim 7, I would go for the 2023 because you can now get up to 32 gigs of RAM right off the bat by a simple 16 gig upgrade. That is fantastic. So definitely a reason to consider the Legion Slim 7 from 2023 rather than having it occupied with 8 gigs of RAM, and then you can upgrade to 16, which then gives you 24 instead of 32. So this is a really great option this year. Now, don't forget the links in the description below if you're ready to make a purchase. And of course, click or tap the screen here if you want more videos about the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i when it comes out or other popular laptops coming out in 2023. I'll see you here in the next one.